Roleplay. Many people know about some kind of roleplay, maybe even multiple kinds. Some know about LARP, live action roleplay. Those silly looking events where people dressed as knights fight with fake swords. Some know about roleplay as a thing kids do, saying, I'm a kitty, and meowing at you. Some know it as a genre of video games, where you play in the role of some hero. Some know it as intimate stuff, well, if you know what I mean. Some know it as acting as your character during D&D. And well, our topic isn't any of this in particular, but related to all of them. Our topic is text-based roleplay, where you describe everything with words or prose as if writing fanfic, but this doesn't have any scientific name, even if it's a well-known thing, so we'll make up and use the term text roleplay.
I don't think this term is quite right, actually.
What do you mean?
Text based roleplay could be like you roleplaying yourself being isekai'd into a Naruto world in a fanfiction format or something. But we're talking about this thing with other people. So I suggest the name cooperative text roleplay. It's cooperative because you're playing with other people. It's text because that's mostly what you're using to play. And it's roleplay because you're not just writing a fanfic with someone, but you're playing the role of a character you picked.
Makes sense. But it's too long, so let's just stick to text RP. Also, with a definition like this, it sounds really complicated, as if text roleplays always require some setup and story and characters and etc. But how about just casual RP? Some RP doesn't need a setting, you could casually type out something like gives your friend a hug and well, it will be RP anyways.
Okay, I know we love to yap here, but why do we need this information anyways? I'd never roleplay. That's cringe.
No. You're totally wrong. It's totally not cringe. In fact, it's the opposite. Roleplay can be not only very fun, but it is also very useful for you. No matter if you're a kid in their emo phase or an adult with a job.
We're
We're
too
too
cool.
cool.
We'd
We'd
never
never
do
do anything
anything
cringe.
cringe.
Well, actually, RP can be cringe. Like, if you see someone roleplaying like Shadow the Hedgehog being in love with Elsa Frozen, you would think it's cringe. But isn't RP also fun?
The truth is, cringe stuff still can be fun and good. No matter how cringe it is, it can be enjoyable. It can even be useful for you.
People consider cringe equals bad, but really, not all cringe is bad.
First of all, it's not like text roleplay is something entirely new and unexpected. It's just a part of the internet culture, like emojis, slang, fandoms, or memes. Help me.
And yeah, there's plenty of people who consider these things to be cringe as well. But are they cringe for real? They're just a part of our daily internet life, something that became a part of it through the internet changing and evolving.
Consider this. Chat rooms were like the start of the social internet. One of the first ways for people to casually spend time and chat once the internet became more accessible. Do you really think there wasn't even a single text roleplay in the chat back then?
It's just in people's nature to seek physical contact and touch, use body language and different speech tricks, so why not emulate that in text? Human language allows us to describe all of this in thousands of words. So a simple, oh, woo, what is this? Nuzzles you is like the simplest way to transfer an action into a text form.
This leads us to another good and useful aspect of roleplay, the social one.
You're making contact with people, you literally imitate physical touch, dialogues, and relationships. But not only that, Quite often, your roleplay friends become your real friends as well.
Yeah, that's how we met.
And whole roleplay communities become more than just your RP buddies. In fact, barely any people who RP with each other only talk about RP. And why would they? They have so much stuff to discuss.
Not only are you sharing the entire creation process with someone, but also your ideas during it, your inspirations and headcanons, and often it slides into discussing absolutely unrelated stuff as well.
Like your characters, your ideas for the story, your favorite media, your latest obsession, your kitty cat, your hobbies, your opinion on crabs. Like anything can become a topic to talk about between writing your roleplays replies or during them. It's so easy to find people who share your interests while roleplaying because like you're already sharing so much by roleplaying together and talking.
Most people just find pals to spend time with. Some people find friends they become close to for their entire life. And a few people find true love.
Some people use roleplay as a way to overcome social anxiety. Some use it as a way to escape loneliness. Some people use it as a way to spend time in a fun way. Some use RP to get pals and friends, and some do it to share the creation process with someone. Because isn't it a lot more fun to create something with other people? And RP, in fact, is a good way to get and improve your creativity skills. Roleplay is creating. Quite literally. You're creating a world. You're creating rules for this world. You're creating characters that live in this world. You're creating a story that will happen. And you're creating the effect your story will have upon this world and upon everyone in there.
Sometimes you'll come up with this world on your own. Sometimes you just insert your characters into some other manga's world. Sometimes you put characters from some media in another world or situation. But it is still about creating.
And for people who have never been into creating anything, it's a good stepping stone to start. Because any kind of roleplay, no matter if you're playing as Sasuke Uchiha or your elf werewolf character, 8-lane brave path, basically yourself but like with magic and elf look, you're forced to use your imagination. Roleplay teaches you to create stuff, from simple characters and little situations to play in to entire expansive worlds. You're using your silly little brain to imagine stuff and put it together in a way that works not just for you, but the people you roleplay with. Then put it together in text as well. The more you roleplay, the more your writing skills grow.
And it's not just about you writing on your own, because you could just write some normal prose for that, right? It's about writing in a way that other people will understand and be able to build upon. Because based on what you write, the other person or people will do their own actions, decide what their own character should say or comment on, decide how the thing you're doing affects the story you're both writing. It's different from writing something on your own. Starting on things can be super intimidating, but roleplay is a great way to get into writing with a friend or two. Some people even convert the results from their roleplay, characters or plot both, into their own standalone things, like an original work or fan fiction if you want to make something bigger from this.
Roleplay on its own is normally just the end goal though. It's not lesser than writing something on your own, even if the only thing you're doing is having fun. If you're interested in writing in general, or like to write but can't find motivation or reasons to do so, roleplay is a good way to start. Or continue. Maybe you're like a famous novelist having an art block. Well, it's a good way to improve your imagination, your writing skills, your ability to work with information and settings, and of course, your ability to interact with other people during roleplay can help you to improve in many ways. So, is roleplay cringe? Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes purposely, sometimes not. But is roleplay bad? Definitely not.
As you can see, roleplay isn't just a fun way to spend time, but it's also something that can help you to improve.
As a writer, because you keep writing, You learn by doing and watching others. You learn tricks.
As a creator, because you make characters and worlds, you make situations and stories. You learn how to work with a basic setting or create your own.
And even as a person. Because roleplay is something that you do with others. So you learn how to work with others, how to share your writing, how to share your ideas and encourage yourself and others to make something together. Roleplay is not only a fun kiddies play, it's a tool that only you can choose how to use. As an entertainment, as a training, as a way to find friends and overcome social anxiety, or as your way to fight the death of that one canon character you liked and allow them to live a happy life. Or, well, torture them a little bit more. It's not like I'm judging you. I totally understand that desire to put your blorbo in a blender. If you see roleplay only as something bad and cringe and childish, maybe you're the one who used this tool wrong. So you didn't know about roleplay before, but you're interested and wanna try. What do you need for this, my friend? Just your imagination. So let's decide on few things.
Do you want to roleplay just with one person or in a group of many people?
What kind of a character do you want to play?
What genre are you interested in?
What kind of a story do you want?
What kind of a world could you make?
Do you want to plan everything beforehand or just jump into it?
Decide on things. Ask someone out to roleplay and start writing.
And with experience, you will only get better and find it more interesting.
And if not, well, at least you tried.
Because the main purpose of roleplay is, well, simply to have fun.
Play toys,